Ladies and gentlemen, next on stage, she's come a long way as well, all the way from Andover. I give you Mr. John Harrison. Yes, come on!
Okay, the first one I'm going to do, the title says it all, and it's about people who've been abused as children, either what they feel as children or even growing up, and it's called Within the Silence. I'll get closer. Hang on, start again. Right, within the silence, clunk and the shackles went on. I didn't even know it. What had I done wrong? Drip, drip as my life fled away. It was all too late. Was it me who'd gone astray? Crackle and crack as your life starts to shatter. Deserve it or not, it doesn't matter. Click and unfastening belt, but this is for real, as you yell. Smack, whack, crack, and not just words. We have the scars, but it goes unheard. A silent whimper of a love never lost. But these are people you should never cross. A smile, oh happy I am. What a lie, just like I'm from Diane. A telling of their love, like a bedtime story. Is it all made up? Hear, listen and be aware. There's a lot goes on within this silence. Can you hear the scraping? Can you hear the banging? Can you hear the crying? Can you hear the whimpering from the one next door? Have you told yourself they must be really bad kids? Oh, that's what it is. But think, does anyone deserve to be treated like this? When enough say no, we'll break this silence. Okay? And this one's it's not about any particular eating disorder, but it's about a combination of either eating disorders or just eating issues that you may or may not have. I mean, I wouldn't have, many years ago, I wouldn't have understood it at all, but then I went through it myself. And people blame like fashion and that and the magazines and that, because it's obviously a lot of times it's usually girls, but it's sometimes they are to blame, because there's certain things like I remember with like size 0. I mean, it's just pathetic. What does that say? Anyway, this one's called, I based it on myself. It's called The Emptiness of Hunger. There's a sensation in your stomach from denying yourself food. You feel an achievement. Well done, you know, as a wry smile appears on your face. Self-neglect, self-harm, what does it matter? If you cared, it wouldn't be anyway. Do you know of that gladness from within of hurting yourself? It's a side effect that only ever helps. You're close to weightlessness. You're well on your way to size nothing. It's the only one that will do. You're convinced, for size 0 is far too big for you. Some slash, some dash, some throw up, for some time's up. But is it a numbness in your stomach, or a numbness to your pain, an indifference to you from you after an emptiness they left you? But you're going to teach everyone a lesson. You'll hurt yourself so much it will numb out the pain, their pain, your pain, all pain. That'll set it right. It's been so long that hurting yourself is something you've become used to, a form of escape controlled by you. Oh yeah, you've convinced yourself of that too. A couple of years ago, internet radio station, I contacted them to do some of my stuff on it. I thought I'd give it a go. I actually was on Tony Stringfellow's radio show, but this was an internet radio show, and it's funny because they emailed me back and said something about Vera Lynn and Elvis Presley, and I thought, no, most of my stuff's about child abuse. I didn't know what they was on about. But basically they were saying, oh, you know, if you can do something like that, you know, they'd be interested. And I don't normally do on demand, I just do what I feel. But because Vera Lynn, you get a lot of feeling from the stuff that she did, because obviously during the war and everything, and some of the songs, they really have a lot of emotion with it. So I thought I might be able to do something, and I ended up writing this, which they put on their show. It's called Blooming Vera. Oh Vera, your soft clear voice tells of the white cliffs of Dover that all shall see when all this war is over. Oh Vera, do you remember when you told us we will meet again, don't know where, don't know when, and though many were laid down to rest, best of this island, from you, oh God bless you, from us you still hold true. Oh Vera, you sang to us, there will always be in England, land of free, the rolling hills and plenty valleys deep. Oh yes, this England still is true, and Vera, this England still loves you. Oh Vera, through the days of black and white reels, through oh so many, too many faraway poppy fields, through skies true and blue, and through dark shadows of yet more war, but we know our Vera's always ready for the next encore. Oh Vera, this land, these cliffs, those bluebells, the thatched roof cottages and red pillar boxes, oh, them all reminds us of this land, and we never forget where it all began, for our hearts were always filled when you sang. Okay? One more? Okay. This is just like the old-fashioned way of a lot of people when they look down at people because they're asking for money in the streets or whatever, and then they go to their bankman or whatever, and they're respected, and no matter what the politicians say, and it's still the same old story of, I read a couple of things, and so has a lot of people about it. And this one's called Little Beggars. Not much they wanted, but a few pence to be warm with their fears. As we rush past, to some we say, all right, and smile. Others look down with such contempt, or ignore, blank out these beggars. As the bankman grabs billions, for we must pay for their mistakes, and the next generation must pay for them too. And they, clean-shaved in well-cut cloth, respected and protected, have just created a land more full of beggars than ever before. We just don't know it yet. Again.